you know, Patricia Heaton, who's an actress I love, she's so Republican, really, and now I can't think of her with, you know what I mean? And she's wonderful. But, you know, even a little scrap of information about who could put Tom Cruise in a movie right now? You know, aside from those huge, big movies, but who wants to deal with the baggage? Because we know too much about him. I mean, I see Tom Cruise and I'm thinking of Scientology and jumping on a couch and getting into a fight with Brooke Shields. So I tend to not want to know anything about actors, whether they're Democrats, Republicans, they're green, they're not green, they voted for Obama, they didn't, or they're gay or they're straight. And I think going to a movie, what we are asking of the audience, you're asking them to enter into a very intimate and kind of primitive relationship. Because we have close-ups, you know, I don't think our brains are really wired for close-ups. I mean, the only time we see a face that close in real life is if someone's strangling us, or making love to us, or breastfeeding us. And so, when you're in a dark room...
Or all of the above.
All of the above. It's true. When you're in a dark room and those images are happening, I mean, there's something very primitive that goes on in the psyche, and I want those faces up there that have so much power to be very pure. So I'm not talking about, I don't know what it would do to an actor to not come out publicly, personally, in their own personal psyche. It might be an incredible psychic cost to them not to come out, but I don't want them to, for me, for my purposes.
I mean, but there seems something a little logical about that for me, because if you think about the biggest movie stars currently, the audience is desperate for information about them.
Well, what the audience thinks they want and how useful the artist is for me are two different things. I mean, I want to know everything about Jennifer Aniston, and I want to know everything about everybody. But that's a separate issue as to how useful that actor could be to me. I prefer more mystery, and I think I know that person, maybe I don't know that person, or I never, you know, I like it that way. I just think the actors then are more available for my purposes. So I'm speaking you know,
as a director.
As a director. I think actors should be out to their family and their friends, and you know, I don't think that they should, I'm not asking them to be crippled psychologically for me. They should be out to the people who know them. But why does my mother need to? My mother still doesn't think Rosie O'Donnell is dead. She's one of those mannish women. Sporty. I mean, you'd have to actually yell at my mom, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay, for her to get it.
Well, it's sort of like Liberace was.
Yeah, right. It's like,
they just were not gay, somehow. I mean, it's so obvious, but not gay.
So cling to that, I say.
So then, just to stay on for just one beat longer, then if let's imagine if we were that Kevin Spacey were gay, just if he were. He's doing a good job. By your book, by not publicly acknowledging, if he were gay, and I'm not saying that he is. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm slept with him. I'm saying I know any grip or gapper who slept with him. I'm not saying that. Or director. All I'm saying is that if he were, he's doing the right thing right now.
Yes, he is. I don't think it's... I mean, I think if our heroes are actors, we're in trouble. I'd much rather your local doctor come out if he's gay. I'd much rather your gym teacher come out if he's gay. I'd much rather your priest to come out when they're gay, and they always are. But I think that, you know, I think everybody in the world should come out, except actors. Because I can't use them so much.
Okay, we're going to come back to your questions on that subject, because I know you have one, but let's just put a pin in that.
That's not a controversial position, is it?
It's somewhat controversial, yes. And we'll come back to it, and we're going to hear from our audience about that.
Sorry.
So let's put a pin in that for a moment.
It seems so sensible. Controversial.
Now, let's say you could have one film that you made that you could just take back and destroy. All the negatives, all the prints, everything. That would be just one.
Just one. You know, I don't think I would. There are some that I don't. I mean, I never see them again, ever, ever, ever. I've never seen a movie again after it was released.
A movie that you made, you just don't sit through it again?
No, wow. Never. So when I see these clips, I'm like, what? Who wrote that? So I know I never do that. The one I'm happiest about is Happy Endings. I think to me that worked out the best. Artistically, it was so wonderful making it. We made it for no money. The actors were wonderful, and I just loved, I truly believed every character. I thought they were real people. That's my elevated artistic goal, is just to fool myself into thinking that the people I created are real people. There are a lot that, I mean, every movie you make is so disappointing, I think. It's all, like, so human. It doesn't approach what you were hoping for. And there's a lot of ways for it to go wrong. Not just that you might not be very talented one way or the other, but you know, the real world comes in and you don't have enough time, or you don't have enough money, or you weren't even thinking right, or, you know. So I don't like any of them.
But there's
Except
not
happy
one
endings.
happy endings is your life.
No, I mean, you're going to tell
You're
me the
okay
one...
with Bounce?
I'm okay with it, yeah, because I met, my sister met her girlfriend, and they have kids on that movie. I mean, I have a lot of reasons why I like the movies, even if they don't really work, you know. I met people I liked, you know what I mean? Oh, they had good craft service.
You can always focus on
I can always go back, or I stole something from wardrobe from that one.
You still wear it to this day.
Still wear it. I mean, there's always a reason why you do something. You don't really know why you do, what the point of it is. I know one thing, that, you know, no movie is worth almost any amount of pain. I just don't believe in that anymore. I used to think that they were worth a lot of pain and agony and sweat, and I don't really believe that now. I have a much more moderated feeling about movies. I think they're really important, because, and when you think about it, the movies that you love, they're probably part of your mind and have been part of your mental landscape all your lives. You'll probably be thinking about them, you know, in the last week of your life. You'll have images. They're sometimes more real to you than your own life, you know. I can barely remember my childhood, because God is so kind. But I mean, I remember a lot from movies, and so they're really important in one way, and we, as filmmakers, we're really asking the audience to give us a piece of the real estate of their brain that we're going to occupy for the rest of their lives. I mean, so we're asking a lot from the audience. On the other hand, you know, if it's not our film, it'll be somebody else's film. It's not my film, it'll be your film. We'll fill that space. You know, we're all part of a big conversation. No one movie is irreplaceable in one sense. Of course, I don't know what I would do without, you know, some of the movies that have meant a lot to me.
What's the movie that you think that's meant the most, or the one that you keep coming
Well,
back
Y
to?
Tu Mamá También, I think, is just the most wonderful movie ever made. But also The Last Picture Show is beautiful. A movie called Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. I mean, that is the character, and every single woman I write is from that film. But I wouldn't, you know, if it broke up Martin Scorsese's marriage while he was making that film, it wouldn't be worth it. Do you know what I mean? There's a human cost to everything. Not that it did, but I don't think movies are that crucial if you're really going to give up huge parts of yourself. And that's why when I got the award, I said, make sure you have a life, and make sure that your life wins out over your career every once in a while.
And I was thinking there'd be some Robert Altman in there. It's not,
Oh my God, Nashville.
I feel a lot of Robert. Nashville I watch every year.
Oh my God,
and
Nashville's
Happy
the
Endings
best
is,
movie.
You've gotten
Yeah.
very close to the Nashville
I
bar.
loved.
With
That was so good. I mean, how good is Lily Tomlin? And that Ronnie Lee Blakely.
And if you watch it even today,
Oh
it's
my
in
God.
this whole political campaign that's happening that sounds exactly like the last political campaign.
Yeah, it's
just
the
all
greatest movie, Nashville. But so is Gosford Park, and so is Howard's End, if you want to talk
just never
about.
ends. Let's talk about Lisa Kudrow, because we like gossip here at the Outfest.
Oh, good.
She's in almost
Okay.
every movie you make, and she's always different.
Yeah.
And
She's never happy.
She's
She's always different.
How does that work? Do you say, I'm going to make a role for Lisa, here's the challenge for her? What's going on?
No, there's something about her. You know, Lisa, to me, can articulate a character who is in a lot of pain, and instead of the pain making them self-pitying, it makes them hostile. And for some reason, I don't know why, that appeals to me. I do the self-pity thing. I mean, when I